Well, so I don't have any audio for this particular run, so I figured I would add in some post commentary, which is nice because then I get to actually say something about the run. I will have music playing, so I guess that's something. Yeah, unfortunately, I had some audio problems going on, so I had a different recording setup and I didn't realize it wasn't capturing the audio, so whatever. Shouldn't be a problem in the future unless I forget again. Just the way that OBS works. But anyway. So, yeah, I guess I need to actually talk about the run. That's probably the thing to do. So, it's amazing how many runs don't make it out of Village 1, because for some reason those, the one pot, not using the pot glitch and hitting the llama bike kid, those are the things that just somehow keep not working, despite this being the level that I would obviously practice the most. But whatever. Yeah. So it's a good idea to get all the coins there, because then you have up to 10 here, so when you get some charge later, then that gets you a bit more. Because this level you can run out of charge potentially, so it's better to just get those coins if you can. And I actually was in the right place for that idol there during the cutscene. It can move you around, so that's a bit difficult. And you can see right now that I just barely have enough charge to get to there, so that's why that's useful. That particular jump there, I finally think I've nailed it down. I would always get hit by the bug there and fall. It was really annoying. So you can see this is already a pretty good run. Got 2 golds. Yeah, ideally with this part you would have killed this bug along the way, so then you can have a better jump. Jumping more over the edges there. But this is still a pretty good start here. So, yeah, and then there's this race here. I haven't looked at it too intensely, but it seems that pretty much as long as you win, it's not really going to get any faster. Because, although I could take more risky, tight turns here, you still have to wait for Crunk at the end, so it doesn't really matter. And then here we are waiting, of course. It'd be great if this was like the other turtle level, where he actually will teleport behind you if you get too far away, but it doesn't seem to be the case here. And it's the slow crawl over there. I use a keyboard, but there would probably be better to have a controller so that I could go directly towards the potion. And then I imagine there's a few small things along the route where it's better to have a controller so you can have a more precise movement. And there's a little technique I made there. You can inch forward just a little bit during that cutscene, or before you run past him. Probably saving at best 0.2 seconds, but that's something. Makes it a bit easier to get past him, because if you don't quite get the timing right or whatever, then he'll catch you, and that's the kind of thing you want to reset on. Because in these in particularly Village and Jungle Knight, if you make big mess ups, you kind of want to restart at that point. And so you can see I have all golds here, so that's pretty great. Incidentally though, I think the world record goes like 12 seconds faster, so I'm going to need to look at exactly how that is, because those are my golds here, and I'm still quite a bit off of that, so we'll see what's going on there. I imagine it's mostly just tight movement, because, I mean, it couldn't really be anything else. It's not like there's some magical tricks I'm missing. Really curious to see what's happening there. So I think with this, yeah, it takes a little while for that door to open. It seems to be random whether the door will open faster or slower for you. I think it might have to do with camera angle, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So pretty much the only thing I might have done better here was doing that waterfall skip without as much slowing down, but I'm not quite that good, I guess. Or at least that confident anyway. But yeah, still all golds here, so that's pretty good. Incidentally, the golds here are just of my PBs. If I reset a run, I don't save those golds. So the main reason I do that is that if I wanted to see what I did for that gold, then I have the video for it, because I'm only going to keep videos of my PBs, so it's always pretty iffy here with the spiders. Ideally, I guess you hit one of them during that cutscene, because then it won't be in the way. At least to hit you anyway. It was in the way, but ooh. Can't hear that, but why don't I just make the sound effects? That would make sense, right? Yeah. So I guess it's better to put the rocks further over, because then you're closer to the door. I don't know if you get too far from him, then you'll teleport over to him. So I don't know if that matters where he is, or if it's predetermined or what. It's the kind of little question that probably isn't worth investigating. There's like, over the course of, this hour-long run, there's like hundreds of little things like that. Although I do look into some of them. So this level is really important for keeping as much charge as you can. Try to be strategic about exactly when you use it, because it's a long time until you get any more charge in this level. So basically, you just want to use it at the best times. So like I choose to try to jump over these the pond a bit there, but then I roll the rest of the way here. Then of course you want to do this jump as quickly as you can, or as soon as you can. And that's about as soon as you can, I guess, probably. It's funny, sometimes that guard will be flying up in the air during this cutscene. Not sure exactly what's going on with that. Yeah, so then I try to make that double jump up there without jumping up the other way. And ideally the guard isn't in the way here. And this is about as good as I can hope for in terms of charge by this point. So then I'll charge over that, and then pretty much just conserve the charge for the rest of the time. Now there's a chance you might be able to charge over that jump there without having to get hit like that, but I've never gotten it to work. Yeah, and then here's where I use the charge again, because here's like the last chance to use it. So then you can use it to like charge over these platforms more efficiently. You can certainly do it a lot faster than that, but that's pretty good what I did right there. Then most of the rest of this level is just standard running or charging all the way to the end. Yeah, and sometimes that guard can get in the way and there's nothing you can really do about it. It's just random chance. And yeah, there's another gold for me, so you can see this was a really good start for the run. You can also see over the course of this, I have at the bottom my sum of best segments added up, and that can that really shows a big jump over the course of this. Of course, you know what the final time will be, but you don't know how much that's going to go down, because I do have some mess ups, pretty big mess ups along the way. So yeah, and this level's pretty much as good as it can ever be, because I'm pretty much pressing the buttons as fast as it allows. It's really unfortunate that it seems like if you when we go to the level select and it goes on to the next stage, if you like try to enter the level on like the very first frame or so, then it will actually put you at the beginning of the last section, which is really annoying. So you like actually have to wait a moment before going to the next section. Yeah, so these river levels are fairly straightforward. I've never particularly looked into them about what makes one run faster than the other, because certainly like bumping into the sides can be something, and like a level like this, maybe I get 3 or 4 seconds of variance with stuff like that, but I don't think it does much else. I don't really know about general movement, like while I'm going down here, is it slower to be going back and forth in this case? So you want to go straight more of the time, or what? Because you also want to take the turns tightly, so of course whatever time you might save isn't going to be too significant, but it'd be nice to know exactly how it works. Yeah, unfortunately, usually by this point I get that Whompy and then immediately use the other one. It doesn't really matter, because by this point, if you get that Whompy, then you'll be set on them. Oh yeah, I had a little bump there, so maybe that's half a second. But yeah, I mean, pretty much beyond this point, beyond the first 2 river levels, Whompies aren't too useful, just in that, I mean, well, they're useful because if you die, then you'll go back to the last checkpoint, but realistically, if you're doing that, it's not a great run, probably. I don't really have much problem with dying either, so in other places, although it can happen. Yeah, so like I lost a entire 1.3 seconds there. Was it just because of that bonk or what? This level probably has more potential for optimal paths, because if you get stuck in the whirlpools, then they'll really drag you down. So like that was probably not ideal. Yeah, I probably should have gone to the left there, for example. Pretty sure that's would have been better. And like, sure, I used the whirlpool there to do a sharp turn, but I got probably too far into it, so that it took a while to get out of it. Yeah. There's a reason I never bother practicing these levels as individual levels, really. Yeah. And I think on this particular level I didn't bonk at all, even in some places where I normally do. Because I forget where it is, but there's some place where I like almost always bonk. like how that monkey just threw the coconut at itself. You know, you go so fast that I don't think you get hit by any of those monkeys. I also wonder about that spider, how much getting hit by that slows you down. It's difficult to avoid that. But it can't be more than like 0.3 seconds or something that slows you down. But I mean, every part is something. Yeah, so I kind of got hit a bit too much because I only have 1 health here, but it of course wouldn't matter because I would just get a Whompy anyway. Because only on the river does a Whompy just make you keep going from where you are. Yeah. I also haven't looked into this crocodile section where whether or not shooting them faster makes it go faster. And I do have it memorized how it goes. I was just being distracted there. It's like a repeating pattern, so it's not too difficult to remember if you've done it enough. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, the last one hitting that matters. But even if you don't hit them for a while, then the other crocodile will come up while the other one's still charging you, so I don't know how much time save there really can be here. Yeah, so I mean, really, this is an impressive run so far. Just in that I have all those golds, and I think there's like 5 different runs or something like that associated with those times, and I managed to beat all of them on those levels. Yeah, and this level doesn't have too much going for it either. There's more like some key points where you can speed up, like so long as you don't fall behind him. It's pretty much gonna be the same, I think. Yeah, it'd be kind of difficult to like side by side compare exactly what is faster, because there's not so many distinct points in the run. I mean, I guess that kind of goes in general just for the game, but I mean, at the very least, you could use like the waterfalls as transition things, but otherwise you just have to eyeball it. Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder if that turn we just did there, if it might be better to go in close and by slowing down, but I don't even know if you can really do that. Seems like you don't actually speed up from that last one there. At a certain point you get to the max speed and it doesn't really matter. It's not going to speed you up anymore. And then there's the end. Pretty simple. Yeah, no fear of losing to him. Of course, it only matters in like the last 15 seconds or whatever. Yeah. So then this level is one of the biggest luck factors in the run. Just whether or not you can destroy the platform enough. I think this is a pretty good run here. Not the best, but it's probably ideal to have the things be destroyed as quickly as possible so that she keeps throwing new stuff. There's probably some programming about that. You really just don't want them to run into each other particularly, because then both of them go up and then that's really bad. Yeah, so it should be only one more here. And I guess where she ends up at the end determines whether or not... Yeah, I think we had to just wait for her to walk over there in order for it to go. It was already damaged enough to trigger the end. It's a bit confusing. Yeah. Then the rest of this level is just a really annoying section if you're doing 100%. But otherwise you don't have to worry. Yeah, so I lost a good bit of time there. It was probably just from the look of it. Yeah. So I think I messed up in a pretty big way here. Like, for one thing, I'm not using my charge very well there. Yeah, like slowing down there. Then also slowing down there. And I have like no charge left, so that's not great. And yeah, so I have like no charge here. Fortunately, I do a freaking amazing job of getting over to that charge and I didn't slow down at all, so that's good. Then there's this section. If you know how to get past these guards, their weaknesses, it's pretty crazy what you can do jumping past them and stuff. Yeah, probably should be charging in that section, but oh well. And also not hitting the side. And you want to be fast here in order to hit this square so you can teleport back. As long as you're fast enough to make it past that guard like that. I used to have more trouble hitting those buttons, but I've gotten pretty good at not missing them, except what you saw there, of course. Yeah, there's also a guard back there that even though he's facing you, you can still go past him. Well, actually several guards, but just how they work in particular. Yeah, and then this last section here, as long as you don't miss the cycle, there's really nothing you can do to speed it up. Because then you hit this, but then it all depends on the guard further up. Have to wait for him to turn around. I mean, I guess you could try jumping ahead of him earlier there, but there's no way you'd get past in time, and yeah, that wouldn't work. It'd be fun to try, I guess, but just jump past that plant. That should be fine. Incidentally, there's a few techniques in the world record that aren't as good as they could be, like jumping past that plant. And I think I do a faster job of getting past these platforms here. Well, except for that part. But theoretically, yeah. There's only like a few small techniques that I've done that are better than the world record, but of course, still not there. Yeah. Then, you know, if you're low on charge there, then you have to go and get that charge. Oh, here's some new... I think this is the first time I really tried doing this, actually, in my PB. You want to make sure to get those coins there so you don't run out. But yeah, I didn't get that checkpoint back there. I just went straight for the next charge. And so, but that, well, I mean, it's always pretty tight to have enough charge at this point. I just got unlucky and ran out. Well, I guess it's not luck, it's skill, but you know, whatever. And I'm lately been getting hit by that plant. I think when you try to go for the checkpoint, then it's more likely to hit you. So if you want to be more risky, I guess that can help. Yeah, so that was pretty decent there. Of course, I lost a decent amount of the time I got for my gold so far, but ah well, such is speedrunning. Theoretically, you might not need to get that charge if you do well enough. Because when you come back from being a frog in a second, they don't leave you any charge, so it might be better to not get that if you can. Yeah. Oh, and here's an amazing technique I found. Instead of going along the coin trail, you go directly towards the next door, and that probably saves like 0.1, 0.2 seconds. I know, it's pretty incredible. And for some reason, I can't hit that, get through that door very well lately. And here's this dreaded idol, which I guess depending on the angle of your jump, you may or may not get. Because ideally you don't have to go back for it. Yeah, and it's kind of difficult to be sure of what to do with the jumping in that section there without getting hurt. Yeah, I messed that up. I'm getting a bit too impatient. Yeah, this is probably a section where it's actually better to have a keyboard, maybe, because you can be very robotic in your jumping there. Yeah. That's always annoying here, you have to get back that charge. Easy to forget. That's a big part of the run, actually, just knowing what's in the next room and anticipating what you need to do. And I don't think I did too bad on this level, but I ended up losing all this time. Whatever. Yeah, so then it's mountains, of course. You can just run straight through there, you don't have to change any direction. I don't think I've ever not made that jumping technique right there. Oh yeah, and got some bad luck there with the dumb ice, so now yeah, that was really, this is one of the bigger mistakes in this run. Then you can't do the special jumping thing anymore. It's so sad. And I didn't even get the charge there, that wasn't great, I don't think. Yeah, so that's how you're supposed to do it. I used to get that charge back there, which means you don't have to get some charge later. But I think it's better or more consistent to do that. Yeah, and just make the elevator here. And luckily I made it on the first time. Yeah, so theoretically, if you're good enough with the charge here, you might not have to get the charge in this next room, but I will. And I managed to only get hurt once by the guard there, that's nice. Yeah, that's kind of an annoying jump there. I guess if I had charged a bit longer there, I could have knocked down the guard. Yeah, so lost about 8 seconds there. But it's okay. There we go. Yeah, I used to do this level a bit different. I wouldn't get this rock at all. I would do, I guess what's called bridge skip. And get the rotating head thing. if you know what I'm talking about. yeah, going where that tree just was. And that can be faster, but it is a lot more prone to failure. And incidentally, that rolling and picking up the thing there is also pretty difficult. I just recently looked into the exact timing of it with like using a software that shows the keyboard thing. It has to be like right when you're up and rolling, you're standing up from the roll, and then you get a faster pickup. And I had a pretty slow setup for this, but yeah, that setup I just did for jumping through that, it's like super consistent. I used to use some other setups that would only work like 20% of the time or something, but that's worked really well for me. Yeah, actually, I think some of the other top runners have their own setups for it, actually. Like, we all have different setups. Interesting. I wasn't quite good enough there, so I had to go and get that charge, but pretty good execution at this level. I even got the charge jump up that thing. Oh, here's another amazing technique I made of getting pushed by the boulder to the idol, which is just revolutionary technique that completely changes the entire run now, obviously. Yeah. And this is the this is one of those fun parts where it's ideally you're standing right where the idol shows up, so you can feel all expert. Of course, with the last one, it's always impossible to know exactly where it's going to be. Yeah, so there was another gold, so I lost that lead by a lot, but then I kind of got it back. And you know, this used to be my favorite trick in the game, but somehow it hasn't become as consistent for me. I managed to get it really quick there, though. That was good. And of course, here's the new skip in the game, which is like saving full 2 minutes if done right, which I kind of mess up here, but yeah, here's another thing where controller would probably be better so you could have more precise angles, but I can get it to work eventually. You don't even get any coins in that level, potentially. Yeah, and here's a skip I'm not terribly fond of. You have to get this pot really close, and then get that. It doesn't work way too often. There you go. Often get hit by that. It's amazing how different the timing of these things can all be. Like, you'll never know where the swing is going to be. And ideally I would have jumped off there, because it's better to hit it from the other area, the other side. Yeah, that's another thing. When you're coming out of these sections down in here, you never know how the camera is going to be either, because I guess it depends on the camera angle that you exit the last place in, but it's still not really clear where you're going to be. Well, this is always a fun glitch. The platform lasts longer than you would think, so it's actually not as hard as I've made it out to be. And I made the quick scope there, but unfortunately I wasn't confident enough I was going to get it. Because, you know, if you try to jump off and you didn't make it, then you have to go all the way back to this room, and that's probably at least 20 seconds. Actually, probably more than that. Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of the city levels. Incidentally, City 1 used to be my favorite level, but with the new skip there, you don't have to do all the cool tricks that were there, so now it's just mostly carrot skip and whatever you want to call it, gold idol skip. Which are kind of cool, but it's more fun there, but whatever. It saves so much time, so that at least makes the run shorter, so you can practice more. Yeah, there's really just a ton of little techniques to get. Like, I didn't get that charge right back there because you really don't need it, because you're about to get a ton of chances to get charge along the way here. Yeah, so you can see I didn't do as well in City 1, so it's pretty much dead even with the PB, but just wait. And never know where that swing is going to be either. It seems like a perilous jump there, but it really is consistent. Oh, that's not great. Of course, usually it's the jump right after that I miss, and that's far worse. Yeah, apparently I should have charged through him. Ideally, you get the guards trying to stab you, then you can just jump directly at them and you should be able to get past them without getting hit. Being a bit careful with my jumping there. And then here we come to this part. So there's a new skip here to only get the head of this statue, and I've pulled it off plenty of times, but it's way too far from consistent for me to want to put it into a run. I'm pretty sure I can beat the world record without it. Well, I know I can. I mean, it's a matter of whether I will or not. And I made the classic mistake of rolling over that, so that I have to press it again. Oh yeah, and I wasn't confident about that, so I have to wait for this whole cycle. Yeah, that's not great. It's not so bad, but it's bad. Yeah, so I'm getting the body here first. So ideally you wouldn't even have to do those sections, because you just use the head to go through that door. Now, you can luckily just charge straight into that guard if you just run the whole way. I hate these platforms. These two sections here with these particular platforms, yeah, that's nice. It's just so difficult to make these jumps. You fall down all the time. And there's the dumb head. So you put that on there. Yeah, incidentally, the particular run that the world record has in City 2 isn't that much different than the previous world record there. So that it's like only 1 second different. Even with that skip, that should save like 15 seconds or something if done well. I'm not sure what happened here with the crocodile, but he was just in all the wrong places. Luckily health doesn't matter too much at this point. There you go. Then it's good old naked guy, where we are not going to get his underwear for him. Yeah, and this is one of the worst jumping sections as well. I think I finally just given up on trying to do it fast and doing it more safely like that. just not worth the pain. I'll make up the time in other places. Yeah, so like about the world record, I mean... oh, I got that glitch. That happens sometimes. Yeah, so... pretty sure I can beat it. It's just a matter of doing this enough, because I've been getting pretty steadily better. I just need to work out a lot of things. We'll see what happens. Even if I don't use that City 2 skip. Yeah, so you can see like in this I got second place just like by 2 seconds being out the hentagonist. But he didn't use the didn't use the City 1 skip that I did, and that saves like full 2 minutes there. So you know, really I beat him, but were that particular level of skill be applied to a run that used the City 1 skip, I would have definitely not beaten him. And for that matter, the fourth place person now, Thinks the Clown, also has that same thing going on, where if you take off 2 minutes from his run, where he wasn't using that skip, then he would also be beating me. So in some ways, I'm kind of like in fourth place in terms of like the skill level of the best runs here for this game. You know, I have been commenting on this, but there's really not too much to it. It's just tedious work. You know, this run, taking the best times won't go under an hour, but it gets pretty close. If there were just like a few sections that weren't like these, then maybe it wouldn't be like that. Oh, here's actually a thing the world record doesn't use. You can use that red one to skip ahead like that, and it still works. And actually, I don't think the hentagonist used that in his run either. I just so happened to see that in Thinks the Clown is run. So that's like a trick that kind of got lost in the fold. And I actually haven't looked at it, but I think it might save like full 3-4 seconds or something. And it really doesn't require any more skill than doing things regularly, because you like skip a full cycle of the rock there. So that's one thing I got going for me in terms of being the world record right now. I think I got lucky with getting hit there. It can just be a simple little thing that makes the run completely over. Yeah, because you can just imagine how much further along I'd be, farther ahead I'd be without some of those big mistakes I made. The camera angle is weird there, and I ended up getting hit by that cutscene there. That was not great. Oh, and here's something interesting. I happened to be looking at the Catacombs levels and comparing two things side by side. And you would ordinarily think that there's nothing faster to do in these levels. And for the most part, that's true. But there are some very small things that you can do to go faster. Like right here, going over that hole instead of going to the left makes you go faster. And also not going to get that Whompy. Those are two things that the current world record does, but it actually slows you down. Just slightly, so I think It might just be 1 second faster or whatever, but that's pretty good for what would ordinarily be a level with no variation. Yeah, so incidentally, I got gold there. I guess because I went over... Actually, I don't know why exactly, but whatever. Oh, and I missed that coin there, which is kind of indicative of how bad this is going to be, because I also missed that coin there. I'm pretty sure the ideal fastest version of this would involve you collecting 5 coins to get more charge, so you can skip getting charged in certain areas later on. Yeah, and I'm never really quite sure what to do in this section. It's so finicky, because you need to be charging, but you don't want to waste the charge, so you need to do weird jump timing and stuff. And then I just completely mess up there. So yeah, this is a personal best with something that awful in it, so there's definitely plenty of improvement to be had. And again, karate kick not helping me out there. Yeah, and this guard never likes being taken out by like being rolled over or charged at. And I didn't even bother getting that checkpoint like I tried to do. Yeah, this is kind of like my confidence is shaky from the mistakes I was making, so everything is not going well for the rest of this level. Like, this is not the fastest way to go through this section by a long shot. Yeah. And I think luckily I got that checkpoint because... yeah. And this is kind of the point where you're thinking, should I just reset? Because there was some really bad stuff going on there. I know I had plenty of time to save in the latter half of this run. Like, plenty of time. But will I? You don't know. Yeah, and I'm doing an awful job against these blocks too. Got flattened by 2 of them. And you can just see the timer counting up. Oh well, at least everything else goes well enough. Except it doesn't, because I just completely suck. And miss those. And there you go. Now it's fine. Yeah. So again, to remind you, this is indeed a PB. I knew I had time to save, but I was getting really skeptical with being 44 seconds behind like that. Yeah, I forget if there's much you can do to be faster here. Like, I think hitting these jumps would be faster than not hitting them. I mean, obviously you have to if there's a jump to make, but I'm pretty sure it propels you forward slightly. So maybe I should hit that jump there, I don't know. It's the kind of thing that I probably don't need to beat the world record or anything, but yeah. Of course, I always just try to beat my personal best. I mean, this is the first time I'm really starting to get within firing range of the world record, now that I'm in 2nd place. Oh, incidentally, the world record didn't hit that one of those arrows back there. And just doing the side-by-side comparison I was doing, the speed boost you get from things can keep compounding. Actually, maybe you should hit those arrows there. I don't know. Can't help too much because you're already speeding. You get to max speed by the end there, but yeah. So by this point, I'm like, okay, I need to like play perfectly in order to get a PB here, because we're this late in the run and still having that much time. Yeah, so it's like I gotta get a perfect bunny section, and I think I pretty much do here. Because I didn't get the 10 coins, so the charge bar didn't go up as much, and so I don't have to wait as long for the charge to go up later. That's pretty critical for this section. You also want to get the smallest jump possible when you can. And it seems like this particular layout of getting the carrots is the best way to do it, skipping that, but then coming back and getting it like that. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be a gold bunny, actually. Catacombs bunny. Yeah, and then here you need to make sure you don't jump too high. I kind of did. And go directly to that pot. And really, talking about scrutinizing things, I should have done that pot earlier, because you can throw it a lot further. Yeah. I believe there's one part in this that I do differently and get faster time for. Yeah, right here. Normally I go to the right, but it's better to do that jump there. I think that alone can save you like a full second over the course of this, because the time that you get, the speed up you get is compounded over the course of the rest of it. Like, it has lingering effects. So it can make a pretty big difference, actually. Well, that's probably it in terms of technique here. Otherwise, just go along. I think you want to go back and forth as little as possible, because that seems to slow you down. Can't be sure. It could just be that you make that jump back there, but yeah. So, you know, that was gold. Oh, I forgot. I did the dumb glitch where it put me back at the beginning of Catacombs because I was too fast trying to get into Lab 1. And then I'm messing up the beginning of this as well by not skipping that cutscene, so I'm really questioning whether I can pull this through, because I know I have like 20 seconds to save in Lab 2, but is that going to be enough? And I missed the charge here too, so again, it's that like shaken confidence. It's funny, I could do charge there. You couldn't actually even see it in the bar at the top, but there was still some charge left. Yeah. So I'm rolling through this section, which is not what you should be doing. You should be charging. I really didn't know how much time I had to save in the latter labs. I just knew there was like 20-30 seconds or whatever in lab 2, because I messed up pretty bad there, which is kind of funny considering the level. But yeah, so now it's really not looking like a PB. Because let's not forget, this is like this run in particular ends up being, I guess, what you call my 10th PB. Like the first time I ever ran and recorded the time was my first PB, and so this is the 10th, and this is how far I've gotten in that time. So it's not like it's going to be so bad at the end here. But just do watch. It's gonna magically get into the negative of the time. Yeah, so if you don't cut that quite right, then it'll actually take you to the bottom because it thinks you died. I'm so glad that shortcut exists though. If only there was some of that for the roller coaster. Yeah, so that was a pretty good amount of time to save there, right? It was even a gold. I don't know by how much. not much at all, obviously, but. And this can be done because you can sometimes fall through that platform for the red idol. Yeah. There's also an invisible wall there, so you can't jump directly towards the wall or the door. But I did really good there, and I believe it's another gold. Yeah. Right? By like a second. That's not a good way to start with a booyah, but of course, this particular first section doesn't matter too much because of the spike platforms over here. Yeah, it's probably just best to wait on that. And I hate these bugs. They're so annoying. And normally I would go and try and get that checkpoint because there's a layer section I can fall and completely destroy the run because you go back to the beginning. But I knew I had to do like really good in order to actually get a PB here, so I was risk taking. My voice has gotten pretty sore from this. It's been a while since I've done this much talking. Exactly. Yeah, so I guess with the timing of that, you have to wait until it's like, I don't know, just right below the platform, so you jump up and get onto it. And here's the jumping through the cutscene thing and canceling it by going through the door. I think I've gotten down to timing for that pretty well. It doesn't matter there too much, but for the next one it does. I'm pretty sure this is the fastest way to do these platforms here, by weighing them down. I guess technically in this section you don't have to get the you could get these idols in either order. I just always go to the left first. Yeah. There's the platform that changes, the way it turns changes depending on the camera angle. It's supposed to be where you hit it, but not always. Yeah, and here's that jump. You just gotta get the timing right and then go through the door, and then that means that in this next boss battle, Yzma doesn't start with her hammer. Or rather, you're able to move through that cutscene and then hit her before she takes out the hammer. If you like wait, then she'll be able to get it. Yeah, so I got a pretty fast kill on her there, so it was really good. Should have drank more water before I did this. I always hate bonking on doors like that. Yeah. Then there's really no rush here for that platform. Yeah, so I might have been able to jump there sooner, but whatever. I mean, I guess you have to wait for this platform here anyway. Yeah, I think jumping up like that is probably the fastest way to get into the door there. You don't want to hit that bug though, of course. And then just another one of the small things I just so happen to do better than the world record is not bothering with killing that guard. You can jump right around him. Yeah, I've done a lot of analysis on the videos and stuff. I'd like to think I can get the world record soon enough, but again, we'll see. Yeah, I'm kind of going a bit cautious there. I have a different technique there of using the checkpoint as like a teleport there, which I also think is a bit faster. And yeah, you can see I got gold there, and then all of a sudden I saved 41 seconds. I forget exactly what I did in the other PB, but it's pretty bad. Yeah, and I think I have a faster technique here of getting off of these platforms and up there, jumping like that. I think you want to roll through that platform there so you're further forward. Of course, you want to actually hit those. I don't know that I've ever done it, but you might be able to jump through the door during that cutscene and cancel it, but it just never happens. This button's annoying because you need to be facing the other direction, so it's probably best to do what I did and come from the back so that you're guaranteed to be facing the right direction. I don't understand with this particular llama kid. He moves slower for me than other people have. Like, it was really easy to hit him while they have much more challenge in actually hitting him. It's not like it's not like I modified the game or anything. It just so happens to be easier to hit him for some reason. I don't understand how that works. Yeah. Oh, and I managed to get through this section without getting hit by any cows. That's a rare thing indeed. And so we're almost to the end here. And I've been doing really good on this level, so I bet I will actually beat my PB. But who knows? Maybe I lied in the title and it's not actually a PB. Yeah, actually in my PB I really messed up in this area, so as long as I don't mess up, then that's a pretty good indication. This is pretty much the last major skill thing to do in the run, is make those jumps with the platforms. Like getting both switches with just one turn of the tiles, or whatever you want to call them. Of course, you can also fall here, which I was cautious not to do. It's like, this is my PB. I gotta play it a little safe. And then there's almost no chance of dying by this point when you get to the final race. But yeah, so I think it's by 2 seconds I beat the Hentagonist and got second place, and that used to be the former world record, but now Skywards has it. Thanks to his new skips he found in City 1 and 2. But yeah, so now I'm in second place. So, watch out. I don't know, whatever. I thought I would have something more profound to say at the end of this.